Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. In the previous tutorial we have talked about how we can compute determinant for a square matrix using some pattern or formula, and we have discussed how you can use different applets to verify your computations. Like this is another applet for a 2 by 2 matrix where you can write your entries here, you can edit the entries here, and you can compute the determinant of that matrix and you can verify your answer using this applet. You can reset your matrix, you can put any entries there and you can verify your answer there. Similarly, here is another applet which is for 2 by 2 matrix quiz. You can have a matrix here, you can write your answer here and you can verify, you can check whether your answer is correct or not, right? And you can get a new exercise and you can write your answer here and you can verify. Suppose I am just putting any answer randomly, I want to check if my answer is correct or not. So determinant is 2 and my answer is not correct. So these are the applets which can help you to practice for 2 by 2 or maybe 3 by 3 matrix. Here is another applet which is giving you a complete solved problem for a 3 by 3 matrix, and you can get a new problem and you can look at it step by step solution as well. Now focus of this tutorial is not to tell you how to compute determinant of matrices, rather here we want to discuss what does it mean geometrically, right? So basically when we say determinant is defined only for square matrices, right? So we can have a matrix which is having number of rows equal to number of columns. So we can denote it by n cross n matrix. And determinant of this matrix we have talked about, we denote it by this notation DET, or we can put it inside vertical bars. So this is determinant of a matrix, right? So determinant of a matrix is a function which takes in a square matrix and returns a number, right? So it is kind of a function which is converting a matrix to a number. This number can be positive, negative or 0, whatever, right? So this is a number which is associated with every linear transformation, because we understand matrix represent a linear transformation, right? But how this number is related to the associated linear transformation, we will talk about that. So for example, this is your original space in which you have these x and y axis, and these are suppose your unit vector in the direction of x, y axis. This is your I hat and this is your j hat, right? J hat. If you form a square which is made up of these unit vectors, it means this square which is having these edges, means this 0, 0 coordinate, this is having the coordinate 1 and 0, this is having the coordinate 1 and 1, and this is having the coordinate 0 and 1. So the unit square which we have created using the unit vectors in the original space, unit square means the square whose area is 1, right? Now suppose we apply a particular linear transformation to this space. So after the linear transformation, maybe this square lands somewhere else, because we have seen earlier in the tutorials of linear transformation that this I hat may land somewhere else and this j hat may land somewhere else. So suppose your I hat lands here at this point where the coordinates are 3 and 0. This is your new I hat, or you can say transformed I hat, new I hat, right? And suppose your j hat remains same at the same position 0 and 1. This is your new j hat. Then this square would be transformed to the new square here, which is formed by these new coordinates, because all the vectors in the space would be transformed accordingly. And the unit square which we were talking about earlier, this square would be transformed to this square in the new space, where what happened is just the I hat is extending, right? It is becoming 3 times. So the coordinate of this point would be 3 and 1. And if you find the area of this rectangle and if we compare it to the area of unit square, that is 1, that will give us how much is the determinant. Here in this case, the area becomes thrice of the area of original unit square, right? So the determinant of corresponding matrix is also 3. Can you see what is the corresponding matrix associated with this linear transformation? Pause the video and think of the matrix. We have already discussed this. The matrix corresponding to this particular linear transformation would be a matrix which represent where I hat lands in the new space and where j hat lands in the new space. So in the new space, I hat lands at this point 3 and 0. This would be the first vector or first column of this matrix, and j hat, this would be again 0 and 1. This is the second vector or second column corresponding to where j hat lands in the transformed space. So this is the matrix, and if we compute the determinant by using the formula, we have discussed the formula in the previous tutorial, you might be already knowing this. For a 2 by 2 matrix, it is quite simple. This is 3 multiplied by 1 minus 0 multiplied by 0. So for this particular matrix, determinant of this matrix is 3, and the same we have verified if we have used the geometrical interpretation. So let me summarize. Determinant of a matrix represent that after applying the associated linear transformation, the scale factor by which the area of the square scales. It may extend the area, it may even shrink the area, we will talk about that also, but by which factor your area of that unit square will change, that scaling factor gives you the value of determinant, right? So for this simple case, we have verified that area becomes 3 times and determinant of corresponding matrix is also 3, right? So you can take any simple linear transformation which you can visualize, and you can compute the determinant by using the formula and by using the geometry, and you can verify this understanding that how that happens. Because when we apply a linear transformation, not only I hat and j hat changes their position, each and every vector in the space may change their position. So all the, suppose we have some other area here, this area would be some other area in the new space, but the determinant tells that this area after the transformation, a figure which is 3 times larger than the original figure. Even we don't need a square, even if we have this shape here. So after applying this transformation in the new space, we may have a bigger shape here, right? Whose area is 3 times the area of the original figure. So this was just to give you an intuition about the geometrical interpretation, right? And we will see this in the applet, how this area thing you can visualize for different matrices. One more thing is, if you have a 3-dimension space, so in 3-dimension space, instead of area, we talk about volume. So you might be knowing that if we have a 3-dimension space, we can talk about, instead of a square, we can talk about a cube, which we can create by using the unit vectors, right? And after applying the linear transformation associated with the particular matrix, how much the volume of the corresponding shape enlarge or maybe shrink, right? So we may land up to some cube or cuboid, or we may even land up to some parallelepiped, but the scaling factor by which the volume changes would be representing the determinant, right? So here we have seen the geometrical interpretation. Let me show you how we can write it. The determinant is a function whose input is a square matrix and output is a number. We have already talked about this thing. The determinant is defined for a square matrix only, and it gives us a number. So we have talked about that number can be positive, number can be negative, number can be 0, right? It is basically a scaling factor which the linear transformation changes area or the volume, right? Now you can pause the video and think on it, what happens if determinant of a matrix is less than 1, or if determinant of a matrix is greater than 1. Just pause the video and answer these quizzes. So you might have guessed, when determinant of a matrix is greater than 1, so it means the scaling factor is greater than 1. It means after applying the linear transformation, the corresponding area or volume is going to enlarge, right? And if the determinant is less than 1, it means after applying the linear transformation, the area or the volume is going to shrink. So for example, suppose determinant of a matrix is 0.5, it means the area of unit square would become half after applying the linear transformation, if we are talking about a 2D figure, right? What happens if determinant is 0? Pause the video, think about that and come up with your answer. We will give you the answer and we will see some simulation by using the applets. And one more thing, determinant can be negative also. Now we are talking about the scaling factor, means area becomes doubles or area becomes half of the original area. But what does it mean by area becoming negative? Can area or volume become negative? No. Negative sign in a determinant just represent reversing the orientation, right? For example, you flip the axis and the orientation becomes reversed, then the determinant will have a negative sign. For example, in the original space, suppose this is your I hat and this is your j hat. So if you see, the direction is anti-clockwise, right? I understand better when I talk about clockwise or anti-clockwise, or you may understand it by using left or right when j hat is to the left of I hat and so on. So the direction from I hat to j hat is anti-clockwise, right? And if we apply some transformation where after applying the transformation, the new I hat and new j hat, suppose this is new I hat and suppose this is new j hat. So you see that angle from I hat to j hat is now flipped. It's not very easy to visualize these things by looking at the screen, but you can take a sheet of paper in your hand where you can draw x-axis and y-axis, and you can flip that sheet and you can visualize where your I hat and j hat lands once you flip the paper, right? So if the flipping happens, then the determinant would be negative. So let me take you to the applet first, then we will talk about some properties of determinant as well. So this is one applet by John Carlos. You can see in this applet you have multiple examples. In the first example, the matrix they have used is this 3 by 3 matrix, right? And it's a very simple matrix. Calculating determinant of a diagonal matrix is very quick. You just multiply all the elements of the diagonal, right? By practice you get all these tips and tricks. So determinant is 8. Now determinant is positive and determinant is 8, means greater than 1 means it will enlarge the area or the volume, because it is 3-dimensional, so we will talk about volume. So this is a original we can say cube, and after applying the linear transformation, what happens to its area we can see by clicking here on apply T, so we will be able to visualize. So let me just zoom it. Yeah. So after I made it full screen, we will be able to see. I am clicking on apply transformation. So when we apply transformation, you see the same box is now transformed to the green colored box, which is having the volume 8 times the volume of the original box, right? And if you want, you can drag it to some other place and then you can apply. Let me just show you now. This is the original box, and okay, you can drag it like this, or I don't want to drag the axis, I just want to drag the figure. I think, yeah, I can do it. Suppose I put it here, and now if I apply, I can see the transformation, right? So this is how you can visualize what happens. You can look at another examples also. It has 5 examples. So for second example, this is my original shape, and the determinant of corresponding matrix is 0.13. It is less than 1. So the volume should shrink after applying the transformation. Let me visualize. It is shrinking to a comparatively smaller figure or a smaller shape, right? And you can look at another examples where this is, okay, minus 11.27. So minus means it will be flipping the orientation and it would be 11 times larger than the original box. So let me see if it is visible. You can see the volume is larger, but if you have observed it carefully, it has flipped the axis accordingly. If you want, you can replay it and see what happens. It was example 4. Oh, because my original position was here, so I was not able to see. But yeah, you can play around with the applet and you can see. Now look at this applet. So this is comparatively a simple app which talks about 2-dimension figure. So we have a unit square here, ABCD, and as we have seen earlier, you can drag it here and you can make it a unit square if you want to, this unit square. So ABCD is now the unit square which we have drawn in the PPT also with the coordinate 0, 1, 1, 0 and 1, 1 and so on. And these A dash, B dash, C dash, D dash, it is the corresponding figure which we get after we apply a particular transformation. Which transformation? This transformation. This is the matrix which we are applying, right? And we can change the coordinates from here. First of all, let me just keep the coordinate as it is. For this matrix, you can see the determinant is 3 minus 0, it is 3 if you do the calculation, right? So it means the resulting figure have the area 3 times the area of the original figure. If you click on show, area of the blue object is 1, area of the image which we get after applying the transformation, this green one, it is 3, right? And if you change it to something else, suppose you change it to 4, so determinant is 4, area is 4, you can see. And if you make it minus 2, it is minus time 2, but you can see it is flipped. The orientation is flipped, right? So you can play around. Let me show you what happens when the determinant is 0. So let me take a matrix for which the determinant is 0. So let me just put it at some position where I can get 0 determinant matrix. Let me make it 2 so that I can get 0 determinant. And 2. So this is 0 determinant matrix, right? And we see what happens is when we apply this transformation, the resulting figure is not a square, it's a line. So instead of two-dimensional square, we are getting just a straight line. So this is what happens when we have linearly dependent columns. We have discussed it earlier as well, because the columns or rows you see are linearly dependent. So rank of the matrix is 1, right? And determinant is 0. And in that case, the area of the image is 0. So you see different concepts are here relating to each other. When determinant is 0, the columns or the rows of the matrix are linearly dependent. Linearly dependent means the matrix is not a full rank matrix, and this figure tells us that the corresponding area of the image would be 0. Let me show you one more example where determinant is 0, but I am taking all the entries to be 0, 0. Let's see what happens. Understanding these things by doing the math on paper might be little difficult for you, but visualizing these things will give you an idea. So determinant is 0, right? So we are expecting area of the image to be 0. But where is the image? Here in the figure you can see there is no image. It is just a point, right? And the point is coinciding at the origin, right? So basically the figure is transformed to just a point, not even a line, just a point. So whenever we have 0 determinant matrix, or when we have the matrix in which we have linearly dependent column, the transformation makes it to lower dimension, right? So let me write these properties in PPT. So you can see here we have talked about some special things regarding 0 determinant matrix. That if the determinant of a matrix is 0, then the associated transformation lands into smaller dimension. We have just seen that a square means a 2-dimension figure was lending to a line which is a 1-dimension figure, or a point which was 0-dimension figure. So this property holds good whenever the determinant of a matrix is 0. Second thing, the matrix is non-invertible. We will talk about invertible matrix in the next tutorial, don't worry about that. When determinant of a matrix is 0, the matrix is not a full rank matrix. So if you remember from the definition of rank of a matrix, it is the number of linearly independent columns or rows of the matrix. And we have seen that in that example, whenever we have 0 determinant matrix, the columns or the rows of the matrix are not linearly independent. We have taken this example and you can clearly see that this row R2 is nothing but R1 by 2. So it is not linearly dependent. And similarly, if you talk about column, your column C2 is nothing but C1 by 2. So you don't have linearly independent columns, right? And this was a simple 2 by 2 matrix. You can do it for 3 by 3 matrix and you can verify whenever determinant would be 0, the matrix would not be full rank, right? We have discussed in the rank tutorial as well that this is a quick check. We can calculate determinant and we can quickly check whether the matrix is a full rank matrix or not. And why it is important? It is important when we solve the system of linear equation, whether the system of linear equation have unique solution or not. So we get an idea when we look at determinant of the matrix, right? And definitely this property we have talked about, rows and columns of the matrix are linearly dependent. So we have talked about what happens in case of a 0 determinant matrices. Now look at some more properties in general for any determinant. The first property says that determinant of product of two matrices A and B would be equal to product of determinant of their individual matrices, right? Whenever the product exists. First of all, we know that matrix multiplication is not always feasible. It is only feasible when, pause the video, answer the question. When it is feasible to have product of two matrices? It is only feasible when the touching dimension of the matrices are same. For example, this is M cross N and this is N cross K. Then only we can do product because the touching dimension is same, right? And the resulting matrix would be some other matrix with dimension M cross K. This we have discussed in matrix multiplication tutorial. So determinant of this matrix would be this. So either you can verify it manually, you define two matrices for which product is feasible, you take their product, you take their determinant and you verify this property. This can be done. But you can verify it or you can intuitively understand this property without doing any computation. Because determinant represent how much the area scales up after applying a particular transformation, right? So if you apply a transformation and the area scales up by a factor 2, if you apply another transformation where the area scales up by a factor 3, so if you apply the corresponding transformation for AB, product of two matrices, remember it is composition of transformation, means applying those transformation one by one. So the area would be 6 times the area of original transformation. So you need to just think intuitively, and for that you need to have an idea about what we have discussed so far in the previous tutorial. This property you can verify. Second, determinant of A transpose. This is the transpose of the matrix. If you remember, we have discussed this is the matrix where we just flip the rows and columns. So if A is this matrix Aij M cross N, A transpose is the matrix Aji N cross M. For math lovers, otherwise you can just understand it is 2, 3, 3, 6. This is your A. Then transform would be just flip the rows and columns. So 2, 3 becomes your column and 3, 6 becomes your another column. This is A transpose or A prime. So it says that determinant of both the matrices are same, and I think it's very easy to verify because we are just multiplying the diagonal element in a certain pattern. So you can verify this. Determinant of inverse of a matrix is 1 upon determinant of A. This you can verify only after you understand what is inverse of a matrix and how to compute that. We will talk about inverse of a matrix in the next tutorial, but inverse of a matrix is only defined when the determinant of the matrix is non-zero. So we will talk about that. Determinant of a matrix A is the product of all the eigenvalues of that matrix. Now what are eigenvalues and why this is true, we will talk about that in the tutorial where we will be discussing eigenvalues of a matrix. So this was all about determinant of a matrix. If you are curious why determinant of a matrix is not defined for non-square matrix or rectangular matrix, for example a 3 by 2 matrix, you can't compute determinant. Why it is not defined? You can think on it and try writing your answer in the comment box. Although it is not very important to ponder upon these queries, but if you are curious enough, think upon this question and write your answer in the comment box of the video. Thank you for watching. Stay tuned.